let's go ahead and jump in the dozer and actually get some work done instead of me just yabbering all day long. I think I did pretty good for a first-time dozer driver. What do you say? Hey guys, how's it going? My name is Jared. Thank y'all for coming on another adventure here at Turkey Ridge. Behind me, I got the dozer. If y'all missed my last couple videos, I'm gonna go ahead and inform y'all what's going on. We rented a dozer for a week. This is gonna be day 2 of me. Well, actually, this is kind of day 3. Yesterday, I did a lot of planting. All right, hey guys, sorry about that. I don't know what keeps going on. I'm having a little bit trouble with the GoPro battery, and I started recording and I said a whole bunch of stuff and I didn't realize that it had stopped recording. For whatever reason, I changed the battery. We're gonna see if that fixes it. I'm sitting here in the dozer. We rented a John Deere 550K. This thing is pretty cool. We have 80 acres on the property that we have logged this year. We have sections of it that we want to put new food plots. So that's the main reason why we rented the dozer. This is the very first time I have ever driven a dozer. This is one big piece of equipment, a fully enclosed cab. I don't know the horsepower of the machine, but you can go and look up the model and everything like that. But it does a very good job. It does a very, very good job. I'm sitting in the cab now because it started to rain outside. It looks like it actually stopped while I was having the GoPro issues, the battery issues. Anyway, yeah, I did a lot of work 2 days ago. Yesterday I did a lot of planting because I knew it was supposed to rain a bit today. It looks like the rain for right now has kind of subsided and stopped. It was more of a drizzle than a rain. In fact, actually it's still kind of drizzling just slightly a little bit, but there is a higher chance of rain come this afternoon and tonight. And then there's even more of a chance of rain in about 3 or 4 days from now. Everything I planted should have a really good start. The ground already is moist. There is moisture in the ground. Everything is kind of muddy, sticky already. We have really good conditions for this year. Get back to the dozer. We have the 80 acres that we will be using the dozer on. I'm not a very skilled operator. I don't really know what I'm doing. This is more of a toy for me to play around with. There is somebody that is coming tonight and will be working on the 80 acres tomorrow and the following day. So we have somebody who knows how to operate a dozer coming. It wasn't that much more money to rent the dozer for a week than it would be for just 2 days. So while we have it for a week, might as well, you know, play around with it and do a little bit more work on the property. And one of the things that I am doing is clearing out roads. As you can kind of see behind me here, I don't know how well or clean the window is. I'm making roads on this section of the property a little bit wider because they're starting to close in. Mother Nature does its thing, grows more branches, grows more brush. It's harder and harder to keep up the roads. While we have the dozer, we're making them wider, and I made a field a little bit bigger the other day. Let's go ahead and get to that field because there's another road that I want to make on this property, another interior road that we could utilize in the future. Let's go check that out. All right, guys, this is where I ended off last video at. I had the dozer parked about right there. This is a field that we have. It's called the back porch. We're going to move this shooting house pretty much to where that bulldozer is. So let me go ahead and take a step back. All right, so right here is about where we're going to be putting the shooting house. And as you can see, I've made the field bigger by making this cove right here. And now we have this long lane of a field going this way. In addition to making the field bigger, I also made a lane at the end of this little section of the field that goes to the property line to that big pine tree just about. The corner of the property comes to a point right about over there, and all the way behind the feeder at the end of the field, there's another lane that goes to the property line. So this is going to be a property line that runs this way, and then this is a property line that runs this way. So we're almost in a corner of the property, and this field now makes an L shape. The reason why I decided to design the field a little bit more like this is because I've been watching a lot of people on YouTube, kind of like Drury Outdoors and Grant from Growing Deer and Whitetail Properties and other, you know, there's a lot of sources out there that explain the method to their madness, right? I'm getting bits and pieces of information from all of them and trying to implement them on our property as well to try to create better habitat, better hunting property, and just, you know, to encourage more deer movement so we could see more deer during daylight hours, right? The method here is that deer could either be walking the property lines, because obviously there's a big difference between our property and the neighbor's property. The neighbor's property have a lot more mature trees. There's a dozer trail that runs along the whole section of the outside of the property, right? These lanes right here that connect the field to that existing property line and to those dozer trails are going to encourage more deer to come come, or more wildlife to come onto the field. And the shape of the field being the shooting house on top of the hill, looking down both lanes of the field, you'll be able to see the whole field. And deer that come out from either this lane down here that I just made, or the existing lane that we have all the way over there, it doesn't matter where they come out at, or anywhere on the field, they have to kind of explore the whole field to see what's in the area. So watch, let me show you. I am not the best dozer driver, so there are like hills and holes and bumps and all kind of stuff all over the place, but I think I did pretty good for a first time dozer driver. What do you say? Okay, so now that I'm all the way down here, I'm at the bottom end of this little cove, if that's what you want to call it, that I carved out right here with the dozer. And if you turn around behind me is the trail that I made that goes to that big pine tree, right? Okay, so if a deer comes out of this trail, comes onto the field, the food plot right here, the deer can't look around that corner and see the feeder, can't see what else is on the field if there's any other deer on the field. So it encourages them to come out, even if they're just coming to get a bite to eat. Maybe they're coming to the feeder anyway, but it encourages them to walk out this way and walk all the way to this point or this corner to be able to see the whole rest of the field when they came out from this way. And the same thing goes from this side. If a deer comes out from this side, maybe there are does or something else eating in this section of the field. A deer is going to have to walk all the way from over there, come to this point, and turn and look to be able to see the rest of the field to see if there's anything else, right? This is really big in like the rut time. Deer are social creatures. They want to see who's in the area, see what does are available, see what competition they have as far as bucks go and stuff like that. So to have the field designed like this should really benefit us as far as hunting goes, should really encourage the deer movement in this area instead of just popping out to the feeder or just coming out all the way at the end. It gives them an incentive. And one more thing that we're going to do on this spot, especially where I'm standing right here on this point where you can see both ends of the field, I'm going to put a mock scrape right here, some type of post to lure deer to this point specifically to encourage them to walk this corner more often. Having this scrape, having the two areas, having the feeder, the lanes, everything is just going to encourage more deer movement and a better huntable area for this location. I know I talk too much, I'm sorry guys, but there's just a lot on my mind and there's just a lot that I want to share with y'all. So, but anyway, let's get back to what we're going to be doing today on the dozer. As we are here on this field, there's another field on the other side of the hill, down the hill, that we want to get to. And the only way to get to it is to go all the way around the backside of the hill. Well, we got a whole nother section of the property that we're not utilizing or touching or anything like that. So what we're going to do is on the backside of this field now, we're going to create a new trail, a new lane, a new road, whatever you want to call it, all the way to that new field. Let's go ahead and jump in the dozer and actually get some work done instead of me just yabbering all day long. You know, I made a time lapse the other day when I was playing around with the dozer, and I went back and looked at the footage, and I mean, it's all shaky and all over the place. So we're gonna try again with another time lapse, see if this one turns out any better. I think I might tweak the settings a little bit. Let's see. Man, I swear GoPro batteries just don't last like they should, in my opinion. I don't know, maybe I bought some GoPro batteries, but they were kind of like third party. They weren't GoPro batteries, they were just the same style and they fit inside the GoPro. So maybe I need to buy some actual like GoPro batteries. But anyway, so I'm just trying to stay about the same distance away from that property line as I keep going. And then right about there, I think is the corner of the property where it starts to go back this way, right? So I'm trying to, like I said, stay the same distance away, and hopefully I'll end up in a spot where I'm supposed to be. Who knows? Today, right now would have been a great day. Today would have been a great day for me to bring the drone with me. That way I could fly the drone up and see where I'm at and see which direction I need to go. But I left it at the camp. So we're kind of driving blind until we get to where we need to be, or we get to an opening or something. I don't know. We'll see. Let's keep going. And look at the size of this stump that I pulled up. Man, my goodness. That was a pretty big stump. So that I'm pretty positive that that used to be a sweet gum sapling and or a sweet gum tree. Excuse me, and that is a sweet gum stump, and there was a lot of sweet gum saplings that were stump sprouting from that stump, and it was very big, and it was still a living root system. It wasn't a dead stump from the pine trees that were cut, so it was kind of hard to get out of there. And we got another little update right here. So guys, let me spin y'all around. You see the taller trees? I almost made it all the way to the property line over here. I skirted, let's see how, yeah, it's kind of hard for you to tell, but you see the taller trees right there? There you go. I skirted this property line, tried to keep the same distance all the way down to get to this end. Ouch. I hit my elbow on the back window and that hurt. Ow. There's a funny bone there. Okay. I was trying to spin you around to show you the back. You can't really see much of the trail. Dang, that hurt. Anyway, you can't really see much of the trail because I kind of went back and forth. I designed the road this way because I really didn't want just a big old straight line where you can see all the way to the end of the one trail, you can see all the way to the end of the other trail. I want it like that, so that way, you know, if anything's on the trail, if we're walking this trail to go hunt that spot or anything else or whatever, something doesn't see you, they'll either like hear the four-wheeler coming or whatever coming and get out the way, or you could sneak up and walk up to them without them seeing you, you know, like from 100, 200 yards away. And hopefully water drainage won't just go straight down the road. It'll, you know, go off one side, go off the other side with all these zigzags back and forth. Multiple purposes for having the road kind of squirrely like that. And all right, guys, we made it to the property line. As you can see behind me right here, it goes that way, and if you turn around right here, it goes this way. See the taller trees are on this side and the shorter trees? I made me a nice little trail. The windows are dirty in this thing. It's hard to, you know, see, but there you go. Front window is the best. But yeah, I'm gonna go back down this trail again, clean up a little bit because, you know, I'm not perfect. This road is far from perfect. But if you look, you see the, let's see, the biggest tree that's right there on this side right here. There's a field right there, and I want to make a trail from the back of that field to connect into this road too. So I'm gonna go ahead and work on that next as well. And this is the field that I was talking about. That's a little bit further down the road right here. The bulldozer's behind me. Let's come over here. That last little clip that you saw, I was about 75 yards down that way. You can't really tell, but that's where I was. And I just came up to right here. And then again, we want to encourage a little bit more deer movement from this field on this back corner right here. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna make a trail to connect to that road that I just made. So if anything's walking that road, they have a direct path to come to this field. They have a direct path to go to that field as well. This is one of the fields that I just planted as well. You can see the line right there from the planter, from the drill. So this field is freshly planted. And then while I have the dozer right here too, you see all this brush and stuff on the side right here, and this tree and that brush pile and that tree, I think I'm gonna go ahead and take all that out with the dozer, especially this tree right here. Look at the thorns that are on this tree. This is crazy. Look at this. Look at the size of these thorns. I mean, that is, I've never seen anything like this before. I ain't never seen any other tree that has thorns like this. This is crazy. So I'm pretty sure that this is not a native tree. This might have been planted here. I don't know. It makes like some, they don't have any in the tree right now. They got a couple on the ground. They make almost like a banana shaped pod, like peas, but like there's like 10 little pods, or well, you know what I'm talking about, whatever. Like look, here's one from hanging on the tree right here. That's, I don't know what kind of tree this is, but it's it's coming down today. I can tell you that. All right, let's see how easy it is to take this tree out. Huh? I might have to dig around the stump of it a little bit. The base of the tree and pop some of those roots, and we was able to get the tree down. That's cool. Now we got a big hole in the ground. This bush right here is the next thing to go. Looks like way different now. There's a big hole where the tree used to be. That brush and stuff and a couple other trees are all gone now. I pushed them all into the woods, into the side over there, and now we got a, you know, nice, somewhat clean side of the field here. Yeah, I'm happy with that for now. Yeah. It ain't pretty, don't look at it too close. Now, I know my dad's gonna blame me and say that I hit that tree right there, that's why it's leaning over, but I didn't. I promise. I didn't hit it. It was like that before. I promise. I really do, I promise. I'm not joking. It was like that. Because, I mean, think about it. If I would've hit it, it wouldn't be there anymore, right? It wouldn't just be like leaning over a little bit. It'd be gone. I didn't hit it. I didn't hit it. You guys got my back, right? You know, I just want to make sure you got my back. All right, guys, so I'm making this little trail right here at the end of the field. The sweet gum trees in here are so thick, and so that, like, there must have been a bunch of sweet gum trees right here, and when the loggers came, you know, 8-10 years ago and clear cut this, all kind of sweet gum saplings sprouted out from those root systems that were established from the trees they cut. And so what I'm dealing with is some big root balls, I mean huge root balls of sweet gum trees that have like 6, 7, 8 shoot. Like, look right here, this one has 1, 2, 3 right here in front of me. I just knocked down a cluster of like 8, I swear. This one right here has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 right here behind me. They got another big one right over there, right where my finger is right there. This is the hardest that I've had to deal with so far on the whole dozer trip that I've been working on, is this little section right here, because of the sweet gum trees. Man, they're a pain in the butt. I found something. Look at this. It's a big old piece of cable. Holy crap. Look at this thing. I mean, who knows how long this has been, you know, under the ground. It goes and wraps around and comes back. I don't know. I don't even know where the end of it is. I have no idea how long this has been here. The loggers might have had this as like a rope to yank stuff out of. I do know that this little pad right here where the field is used to be an old oil well too. Maybe the cable came from the oil well. I don't know. But man, this thing is a long, heavy cable. Check that out. Let's try and get that out the way, and hopefully we don't get wrapped up into that and get that thing stuck in there. All right, and we finished that little trail project right here. It obviously curves, so whatever's walking, if anything does walk on this trail right here, they can't see the field, so they actually have to go walk and investigate to see the field if they want to check for does or whatever. And then this way goes back right around the corner to the property line. You can see the taller trees that way, so that makes this section of the project done. All right, guys, this is gonna be the last job of the day. The sun's starting to go down. You can see it through the trees right there. So we're running out of daylight, but I got the dozer here on another field. As you can tell, this is kind of a small field. Shooting house is right there. It's just a really small field. So what we're gonna do is you can obviously see that there's a lot of brush and stuff starting to encroach and make this field even smaller. So what I'm doing is I'm going around the edges and pushing as much as I can just to make the field that much wider. And it starts to kind of drop off a good bit, as you can kind of tell the line right there. It starts to, you know, it's not as flat. This also was another one of those oil rig sites that I was talking about, like that other field. We have a couple of those on the property. I'm gonna go ahead and clean up the edge of this field as best I can, just try to make it a little bit bigger, utilize the area a little bit better. That's gonna be it for today. I know this is a long video, I'm sorry guys, but I had a lot to talk about, a lot to share, a lot of stuff going on. We're gonna be working on the 80 acres next episode with the dozer. Hopefully I get some drone footage. I have no idea what my job is going to be tomorrow, because it's not going to be driving the dozer, because we have somebody who knows what they're doing to drive it. I'll catch you guys later. My name is Jared. Thanks for coming on another adventure at Turkey Ridge, and I'll catch you guys next time. Later.